Okay, I just got done watching one of the worst movies of the year. And then thankfully, I got transported into one of the best movies I've seen all year. It is Netflix's Frankenstein. And God, is it great. Oh my God, is it wonderful. Um, I'm going to give you a warning right now. Spoilers, and I really, really hope that you heed this warning. Because if you have Netflix, please go watch this movie. If you don't have Netflix, uh, get your free trial, but make sure this movie is on your fucking hit list before it ends. Okay? So, your one and only spoiler warning. I really want you to watch the movie before I discuss it. So, three, two, one. You've been fairly warned. All right. I do not know how close this movie goes with the book. I've never read the original novel by Mary Shelley. I'm probably not going to. But the movie opens up with Charles Dance as the only man who could have 10-year-olds, even though he's fucking in his 80s. As it's one of the rare Frankenstein movies where we actually see his mother. And basically, he grows up. Charles Dance is making him into a surgeon. And then his mom dies in childbirth, giving birth to his brother, William Frankenstein. And, Charles Dance, of course, is not the greatest father in the world, as he's normally playing. And, his son, played by Oscar Isaac, Victor Frankenstein, says that basically he's going to find a way to cure death because his mother died in childbirth, giving birth to his brother Wilhelm. Cut to a few years, and the movie's kind of cut up like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like, it starts on a boat. Sorry, I kind of got ahead of it. I'm telling it a little more linear. It starts on a boat that's trapped in ice because a Danish crew is trying to find the North Pole. And they're stuck. And that's when the creature first attacks. And that's where they find Victor Frankenstein. Then you get the story from his side. So that's where I'm going with this. Anyway, the father dies, brother separated, years pass. Victor is being kicked out of medicine or medical school. I'm not sure which. And he gets a summons from his brother that's delivered by Christopher Wall's character, Igor, I don't know, whatever. Although he's not a hunchback in this movie, so that's kind of cool. That his brother is marrying his niece. And Igor is looking for, it's kind of interested in Victor's work. They basically come to an agreement. And Igor asks for one thing, or Igor. Is it Igor or Igor? I don't know. Anyway, he asks him for a favor later on. That's all he asks. Then he funds his experiments. Cut to this weird thing where Victor is falling in love with Elizabeth, but she's still gonna marry William. I don't know. The romance subplot is kind of weird and pointless. So, long story short, Victor collects all the body parts, gets ready for his experiment, and that's when Christopher Waltz reveals that he's suffering from syphilis and wants his brain transported into the new body. Victor refuses, thinking that it's going to, his brain's polluted with syphilis, so it'll just condemn him to death. But the creature, played by Jacob Elordi, or Elordi, however the fuck you pronounce his name. He has a fate worse than death. Victor refuses, struggle, he dies, creature's made, and basically the novel kind of goes on from there. With the whole Elizabeth showing him kindness, Victor trying to destroy him. He meets the family, befriends the blind man. He eventually frees the ship. Happy ending. Well, kind of happy ending. Actually, the creature played by Jacob is actually probably one of the most tragic characters I've seen in a movie in a while. Because while Victor Frankenstein at the end of the flick gets the sweet release of death, the creature I don't think can be killed. I mean, in this movie, the creature takes a shit ton of damage. Shotguns, blunderbusses, dynamite. And he just shuffles it off. So to me, it really has a tragic ending. Like I said, and again, I don't know how faithful to the novel it really was. A Christmas Carol is where I'm way more knowledgeable of that novel because I've read it like 4 times. But honestly, I don't care if this movie is that faithful or not. All I know is it's a great fucking movie. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, if you have Netflix, go watch this tonight. If you don't have Netflix, sign up for the free trial, but make sure this movie is on your hit list. Okay? I don't know if this can be considered for Oscars or any awards because I don't know or think it had a theatrical run. But, God, it really should be. The Academy should really, really change its rules. The theaters are dying anyway. Because they're completely too expensive and smartphones have ruined the experience. But really, I really, really, really recommend this movie. The story, the movie is pretty good. For what I thought would be a slow movie, this movie actually is pretty decently paced. Again, I don't know how faithful it is to the novel, but just taking the movie as a singular entity, it's fantastic. All the actors do a fantastic job. So I really recommend it. The only downside is the weird that goes nowhere where possible love triangle between Victor, William, and Elizabeth Harlander. By the way, Christopher Waltz is her uncle, so I guess I should have said Igor or Igor or what the fuck ever Harlander. So, like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. 8 out of 10. Go see it.